Kristen Stewart, Robert Pattinson, and Taylor Lautner.
Yeah. Are we supposed? Oh. Are we supposed to speak yet?
What?
How are you guys doing? You having a good time? Cool.
I have no idea. You guys gonna ask me a question? All right.
All right. Up first, we have Birdie. Birdie, are you in here? All right. Well, Birdie wanted to know, this is for all of you, what was your funniest memory on set?
Funniest memory.
Bill, you want to
Funniest
start?
memory. Last night. Okay. Can you hear that? Last night shooting, last scene that these guys are ever going to do as these characters together. Call cut after Jacob runs off into the forest with the other wolves. Okay. We call cut on the last shot. Rob has stayed around all night. Everyone's getting a little teary. Kristen, who's, is sentimental but never likes to admit it. Last shot. Jacob runs off into the woods. I call cut. There's this pause. She hikes up her wedding dress, starts running and screaming, "Jacob, come back. I made a mistake."
Where is Dee Dee? Where is Dee Dee? All right, Dee Dee wants to know, what was it like working with Mackenzie Foy?
You should take this.
I loved working with Mackenzie. She is, she's older than me. I was young when I started and everything, and so it's funny, I always sort of felt like I was always worried about her, but for absolutely no reason, because she was perfectly fine constantly. And she's like incredibly honest and totally just awesome, and sometimes like creepily cool. So it was good for me. Mackenzie.
Suzanne. All right, Suzanne says, what will you miss the most now that the filming is over?
You guys. No, we all grew up we kind of grew up together. I mean, I was already a man, but these two were just children. And I've watched them grow, and it makes my heart sing. You see, Taylor was just a wee lad with a long wig, and Kristen was a kind of So why am I continuing this thing? This is absolutely ridiculous. No, they're great. We had some of, I don't know, we had like, a lot of us have made great friendships and gone through this kind of incredibly strange, surreal journey together since the first one. And I don't know. I mean, I hope you guys have enjoyed witnessing it because it's been pretty fun. To watch our descent into madness. That really sounded like my real fan base there.
Love you too.
This next question is from Nancy. Nancy wants to know, what is the greatest compliment that you have ever received from a fan?
Nope.
I've never gotten one.
This one's tough. I'll take this one. Thank you, guys. To be honest, I mean, we are very fortunate to hear a lot of nice things from you guys, and I don't know. One of the things that means the most to me is from a fan that I've met several times, and they met me years ago, and now they still find me somehow, and they tell me, and I know that these two are told the same thing, that we haven't changed as people, since then. I mean, we have gone through a lot together, and I couldn't have done it without them. But I mean, we've had a lot of fun. But that is probably the greatest compliment from you guys.
Aww.
Lori from Louisiana. All right. She wants to know, what is your favorite line from any of the Twilight films?
We did basic vows, which means so much more. I didn't even think about it while I was reading the script. I liked that they were really traditional and everything, but saying them in front of a whole bunch of people that don't really know what is going on really with you guys, those are now my favorite lines because they're just not normal. They're weird. They're kind of skewed a little bit now, and they mean more to those two than they could sort of mean to other people, because forever actually means forever, and is like sort of an inside joke, and I never read it like that. So when I was doing it, it was sort of like, oh, they have no idea what we're even talking about. Oh, thank you. I love you too.
This next question is for Rob. Robert, they want to know, were you happy to be rid of the contacts?
What?
Were you happy to be rid of the contacts?
Was I happy to get rid of the contacts? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, was, yeah. I don't know how to expand on that answer.
The answer is yes.
All right, this is an anonymous question, and it's for Bill. And a fan says, what was the best part about directing these three?
Oh, wow.
That was from me.
That was great. I got to say, the best thing was the first time we met, just how this is a fourth and fifth movie, and they were like more into it than ever. I can't tell you how hard they worked and how seriously they took it, and how they were like so like. It was amazing, like, just to talk to them for so long. Like, Rob was like immediately like, no, I had that moment before. He was always pointing out things like that. You were like the book Nazi. You were like the like. I want to add that thing and that thing. And Taylor was always like trying to figure out what made sense of this stuff, because he had the kind of craziest stuff to do, It was great to work with these three. They're all incredible.
This next question is from Samantha, and it's for Kristen. Kristen, what was it like seeing the wedding dress for the first time?
I was so relieved, man, because there are many things that can take you out of a moment. But if you look down and just go, that's the biggest. I mean, I would have walked down the aisle like, which would have sucked. So it was funny. Everyone keeps asking me if I had input or whatever. I didn't need it. It was funny too, because when I initially pictured the whole wedding, I just didn't ever look down. I didn't never imagine what I would have been wearing. So I'm glad that I didn't have to. I was just really taken care of, and ultimately, I really thought it was very beautiful and loved it. And
All right, we have an anonymous question, and this is for Taylor. And they say, you are shirtless most of the time in your scenes. Which day can you remember was the coldest day to shoot?
This one's easy. The rain scene in New Moon was absolutely ridiculous. It was 38 degrees Fahrenheit. I was wearing nothing but little jean shorts. On top of, that would have been painful enough. And yes, remember, this one did everything I did, so she was there next to me the whole time. And on top of that would have been bad enough. But we, obviously it's raining, but it wasn't real rain. It was rain tower rain. So they took the water straight from the spring. So it was ice cold rain on top of us. So that was pretty miserable. And we